Welcome to the Packers family. I am Damon, and today I'll be talking to you all about how the AFC is going to finish. Right now, we are just finishing up Week 12 of the NFL season. We are about to go into Week 13. So that means playoff predictions, seeding, rankings, season, whatever you want to say there, right? And today, I'm going to be doing the top 7 teams in the AFC and how they're going to finish. Now, that doesn't mean I'm saying, hey, the number 1 team is definitely going to go on to be in the Super Bowl. No, that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. No, I'm going to be ranking them based on how they're going to finish the season ranking-wise. Now, if you don't know, the number 1 team gets a bye week at the beginning of the playoffs. That essentially allows them to move on to the second round, getting them one step closer to the AFC championship game, right? Gets them one step closer to the Super Bowl. All these other teams have to go through what they call the wild card round, all right? So there are 3 wild card teams, right? And then we have the division winners. There are 4 divisions in each conference, so therefore 4 division winners. The team with the best record or tiebreakers gets to have that first seed, allowing them to have the bye week. So 3 wildcard teams, 4 division winners equals 7. So we're going to rank the top 7 based on where their standings are going to be at. So let's begin. In the 7th seed, I have the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts now currently have a record of 6-6. So you're probably wondering, well, how did they get to that 7th seed? Well, out of all the playoff positions, obviously the 7th seed is the easiest to get to. And I actually end up having them finish 10-7. That means I don't think they're only gonna lose probably one more game. They're a really good team. They've been in every game, and their schedule gets a little easier on their way out. Now, there's a couple of teams that I have that maybe they're going to do a couple upsets here and there. But I do have the Indianapolis Colts being the 7th seed going into the playoffs or the AFC. My 6th seed, I have to be the Buffalo Bills. Now, a lot of you guys are going to call me crazy here because you're like, wait, you're saying the Bills aren't going to win the AFC East? And in this prediction, no, I don't have the Buffalo Bills winning the AFC East. I have that going to the Patriots. The Patriots, we'll talk a little bit more later on, but the Buffalo Bills, even though they're in the 6th seed, doesn't mean, hey, they're out of the Super Bowl. No, they could easily get hot, go on a run. I could be completely wrong about this. They haven't even played the Patriots yet. Just from what I've been seeing and what I've seen from the Bills can have a really good game, but then they can have a game like they had against the Jags. So my 6th right now is the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen could take them a long way. They lost a defensive star on their defense with Tre'Davious White going out, but Buffalo Bills are definitely still in the playoff hunt. They're going to be in it. Don't count them out just because they're in the 6th seed. My 5th seed is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Baltimore Ravens, at this point in time, are the number 1 team in the AFC. I don't think that's going to hold. They didn't look the best against the Browns at all. Lamar Jackson is up and down. Don't get me wrong, he's an athlete, and I definitely wouldn't take the ball out of his hand, but he threw 4 interceptions against the Browns. That was such a sloppy game. The Ravens have lost some questionable games. I just don't see them being able to finish out. They have a tough schedule the rest of the way. So I have the Ravens finishing as the 5th seed. Now on to the division winners. For me, I believe the Tennessee Titans are still going to end up winning the AFC South. They have lost so much. They found a way to overcome. Now, they ran into, a really difficult team in the New England Patriots, and they found that, hey, they couldn't overcome those injuries. And you'll find out through the rest of the season, they're not going to be able to overcome those injuries very much longer, and they're going to drop some games here at the end. I have them finishing 10-7, still good enough to win the AFC South and find their ways hosting a home playoff game. My 3rd seed, and now, like I said, this is just a Week 13 kind of prediction of how it's going to end and stuff. I have your Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, I have finishing 12-5. They are currently 7-4. That means they're only going to lose one more game, according to my predictions. That being said, the early season struggles will hurt them drastically. They lost to some AFC teams they probably shouldn't have lost to early on. That leads to tiebreaker issues. There's just a lot to overcome there. Now, I do have them being the 3rd seed, hosting a home playoff game in the wild card weekend. The number 2 seed, and in some parts, I think just might be the best team in the AFC, at least most consistent anyway. Maybe their potential isn't as high as others, but they're definitely the most consistent, and that's the New England Patriots. At this point in time, they have won 6 games in a row. Now, the Patriots have definitely shown they have been most consistent against teams in the NFL. Can they keep that going? Remains to be seen. However, I do have them being the number 2. Now, the most surprising one on this whole list is my 1st seed rank and how I think the NFL season is going to shake out, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals. That's right, the Cincinnati Bengals I have being the number 1 seed in the AFC. Now, week 13, still a long way to go in this prediction. I have them beating the Chiefs in Cincinnati, right? And so that could very well happen. But Cincinnati's looking pretty good. They've played some really tough opponents. They've won in games they should be winning in. Right now, they are currently 7-4 in the AFC, and they've already beaten the Ravens. So if the Ravens drop one more, lose one, and the Bengals keep winning, they're going to beat out the Ravens. And from what I could tell, the Bengals are the better team over the Ravens. Now, can that offensive line hold up? I don't know. But in this ranking, I have the Cincinnati Bengals being the best team in the AFC. Well, not the best team, but definitely number 1 seed going into the 2021 NFL playoffs. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And go Pack, go.